Hello and welcome to episode number 24 of the Gaming Frontier podcast. My name is Guillermo Vizcaíno and I'm, as always, accompanied by my very, very good friend, Adolfo Aguirre. How are you, my friend?
Hello. I'm doing great. It's a bit way too early in the morning for me, to be honest, but I'm surviving.
That's true. Yeah, we are recording this on a bit of an earlier schedule.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of adjustment, but we shall be fine with time, I guess, I hope. So yeah, as we all know, as you guys know, this is a gaming podcast, part of Gaming Frontier's YouTube channel, where we post different content throughout the week, gaming related. The Gaming Frontier podcast is, a show, listen, news, gaming industry, our thoughts, predictions, and more. I just mentioned to you that I keep forgetting our intro speech. But you guys know the drill. News, gaming, thoughts, and analysis, and whatnot. And that's one of those for every week, along with other content. So keep it locked here at our channel for more of those. And without any more...
When you just said keep it locked here, and I immediately thought at IGN. Because that's
filled it up?
Yeah, because that's the usual thing that those guys over there say. And I was like, keep it locked here, and I went, at IGN. Oh, no, it's not IGN.
Yeah, that's absolutely right.
This is not IGN.
No, it's not. It's
It's better.
Better, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're going to steal their intro for a second there. And yeah, without further ado, we're going to move on to our first topic of the day, which actually, as a matter of fact, is breaking news for us. For you, it might not be because it's going to be uploaded in a couple days, but just as we started recording, you made me aware of an announcement that happened in the last 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah.
You guys know Gamescom. It's currently undergoing.
Yep.
All the way in Germany.
The biggest expo in the world.
The biggest, yes, absolutely, because it's an open expo. You are able to go there as a general member of the public, and there are a lot of announcements done at Gamescom. It's almost like an E3 2.0 in a way.
Yeah, although
not as much.
To be fair, this one has been smaller in that sense. I mean, the expo is huge.
Right.
It's huge as always. But this time we didn't have any big media briefings or press conferences like we usually do.
Yeah, compared to prior, previous years where, Microsoft and both Sony and sometimes, other big companies like Ubisoft and whatnot, they do have another press briefing just like E3. This year is the exception. That is absolutely true. You're right there. But still, it's a huge expo and a lot of announcements are being made, some of which we're going to cover here on the show. And the first one is, as you made me aware of, Metal Gear Survive. So tell us about it. You saw it first. You get to tell us about the news.
So Metal Gear Survive is basically a Metal Gear... it's a Metal Gear... Well, not a Metal Gear game. It's a zombie game.
Yeah.
With a Metal Gear name slapped on top of it.
Yes.
With the Fox engine.
Yeah.
And it's set in an alternate universe, of course. But it's set... It does seem to be set as sort of in the areas of Metal Gear Solid 5, the Phantom Pain. Because the trailer actually begins with the ending scene of Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes.
Yeah.
Where spoilers, if you haven't played those games.
Which you should, by the way.
Which you should, by the way. Yeah, it was MSF. Yeah, MSF gets wrecked.
Yeah.
Gets destroyed on the MSF main base, the mother base. And but shit happens, and there's this big weird portal just sucking things up and sending stuff into an sort of an other world where there are zombies.
Right. Yeah.
And it's a co-op. It seems to be like a 4-player co-op thing.
Apparently.
And yeah, the objective, as the title implies, is to survive.
Yeah.
And you just survive waves and waves of enemies, or so that seems.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, as you said, the game is using the Fox engine, which is, Konami's owned proprietary engine that was developed for Metal Gear back when Mr. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Fuck. I can't remember the name of Mr.
The name
Silent
of who?
Hills.
Mr.
Metal Gear.
Del Toro.
Holy Jesus, no.
Norman Reedus.
Japanese. Jesus, the director.
Kojima?
Yeah, Kojima. My God.
Oh my God, man.
Whew, that was tough. Yeah, Kojima. Back when Kojima was in Konami, at Konami, he and his team started and finished development in this new engine, which is, impressive. It's an understatement for what it's capable of. The engine, it's really on par, if not superior to, engines like Unreal Engine 4 or like, things that are...
It certainly looks more impressive.
Yes.
Than any other engine.
Yeah, absolutely. The amount of realism that you can achieve, not just in terms of how things look, but in terms of photography and
lighting,
and even film techniques that you're able to use with movement of the camera and whatnot. So this engine makes the game Zombies Metal Gear Survive look impressive, look beautiful, like a very, very neat game to look at. But, and I mentioned this a little bit to you, I'm not entirely sure, I'm not entirely certain if Konami and whatever it's left of the Metal Gear team, it's going to be able to pull a game like this off when you have competitors like Left 4 Dead with, co-op zombie experiences, like Black Ops zombies, or Call of Duty zombies in general, which we're going to talk a little bit about those in a later moment. When you have those types of already co-op, very popular games out there, and your multiplayer, Metal Gear's 5 multiplayer was not impressive, was really subpar, was used for a couple weeks and then left there to be forgotten. I'm not entirely sure you can pull off a 4-player co-op experience and make it worthwhile.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the rep Konami has right now, right?
Especially with that.
So I'm not entirely sure if this is the right bet to do for Konami.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care at all about any zombie games by now. Like I'm burned out by them. There's been way too many for me to the point where I'm not that interested by now. I just have to play them, and if I enjoy them, I may jump into them, but I'm not. I mean, even Black Ops 3 Zombies, which I think are very, very fun, and I enjoy a lot. Even those aren't enough for me to jump into buying the game.
Right.
I'm not. I don't know. I'm kind of burned out on zombies already. So they have a lot to prove with this one, like a lot to prove. But on the same note, the game looks impressive. It looks, I mean, aesthetically and visually gorgeous, and it looks very nice. It's just a matter of if they can achieve that gameplay, and also there's a lot of things that they haven't talked about, or at least I'm not aware of. Price point and
right.
I mean, release date. It's 2017, but when in 2017? Yeah, price point, distribution, all that kind of stuff that may matter. I mean, if it's a $60 game, I don't know. I'm unsure of that. But what if it's a $20 game, $10 game, or even a free-to-play experience? I don't know. There are many variants in this that can play towards this game's success or not.
Right, yeah. For me, the most logical way to put this out there would be, I wouldn't even, no matter the price, I wouldn't buy this as a standalone game. For me, the first thing I thought when I saw this was, this is an expansion for Metal Gear 5. That's the only way I can make sense of it, because otherwise, I mean, it's clearly an extension of it, because you can see, the intro cinematic was the ending of Ground Zeroes or the beginning of Metal Gear 5. The Survive logo in the name has the V of Survive being painted with a different color, in allusion to the 5 of Metal Gear Phantom Pain. So I mean,
that's true. Yeah,
it would have made a lot of sense to make this an extension of an already existing game, because it's
that's a big DLC. Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a big DLC that is also available as a standalone release for people that don't own that game already. I don't know. Yeah, but as a standalone DLC, could be. Yeah, could be. Maybe. That would make sense.
Yeah, something like ODST was back in the day when Halo 3 came out.
Yeah, definitely.
And they have both the standalone version and the expansion version.
Yeah, standalone DLC, max price, I don't know, $20, maybe $30 at the most. Me at least.
Yeah, I would even go lower. Something as $15 would be what top of what I'm willing to pay.
Yeah.
And even then, I mean, I know myself, and I know I'm not gonna buy this because I have Black Ops Zombies, and I have Left 4 Dead in my PC, and I can play there for my co-op experiences. And yeah, I mean, even Evolve is now free to play, so I can play Evolve if I want something new for a 4-player co-op. So yeah, I wouldn't buy this, but if you're really, really into Metal Gear or into the Fox engine and this visual aesthetics and all that, then it might be worth a shot.
I'm gonna try to be fair with them and give them a chance, maybe to prove that they can pull off this game, because we're mad at Konami's management, not at Konami's developers.
Exactly.
They're totally different people. They're on different departments, and I'm pretty sure that Konami's development team were put to make this game, and they I don't know. It's the people at Konami that did all of this this stuff to Kojima and all of this drama. That's the Konami's management, studios, company management, and this game is made up by developers, by normal people, right? So yeah, I like to give them a chance and prove themselves, and maybe this is a good game. It could be, but I think it's still kind of a long way until we see more of it or hear more of what it's in store for us.
Probably both for the in terms of time left of development and in time left before people starts to in their mind forgive this or let go of this Konami hate. So I think it's still too recent. We were just mentioning that the video has like a 90% dislike ratio, and I mean that's granted it's Konami's fault, Konami management, if you may, but it's still, I mean, they do deserve the bad name in a way.
Yeah.
Not just because of Kojima, also because of the change in direction, the change in no more AAA games, no more this, no more that. No, we'd rather focus on all of the with the gaming audience. I get why would I be mad, but at the same time, I think time is the only cure for everything, right? So with time and with good quality, perhaps people are ready to let go of that hate and start embracing the game a little bit more. And for that to happen, you need to allow some time to things to breathe out. I think that's the only way I can see the game having a better reception at launch than if it launched right now.
Definitely, yeah.
So that's it for Metal Gear Survive. If you're interested, please leave a comment telling us why, telling us how. And we're moving now on to our next bit of news. Not breaking news. Well, sort of breaking news. This is recent. We are, again, going to go and venture into rumor territory.
Ooh.
And our biggest island in rumor ocean is Nintendo. And
oh my god, it seems like every show we talk about NX rumors. I'm getting sick of NX rumors.
Yeah. Me too. I want to have something solid to discuss about Nintendo, but still, rumors about Nintendo is as close as we're gonna get to the real deal at the end of the day. So I want to discuss this a little bit, not much. It's not that terrible or that game changing. This is actually an update to a previous patent they have, for the NX controller.
Okay.
We knew already, or the rumors we knew already, were that the controller was going to be a sort of like a screen controller with a detachable controller-like modules or handles. Now the patent, it's updated to show that those modules are able to change to whatever you may want them to be. So if you want to change the D-pad, for instance, for another module with face buttons, you can do that. And now you would have, for whatever reason, 2 sets of face buttons and a stick and something else. Or if you want 2 sticks, you can change one of the face button modules and put another stick, and now you can have 2 sticks, 1 module of face buttons and 1 module of something else. And so on. You can move forth with, the examples, the given examples in the patent, and I'm sure it's not limited to that, but it's, sticks, D-pads, face buttons, and a different way of organizing the face buttons, with 1 module of face buttons having 4 of them, and 1 module of other face buttons having only 3 of them. Sort of like what the SNES was back then. Well, they were not 3, they were 2, but with an extra button in there. 3 buttons, that's the point. So yeah, very, very weird, interesting, and I think it's a cool mechanic to play with.
It's interesting because that breaks with the limitations of controller inputs and in video games. Oh.
Yeah. Now my wonder would be, how do you give the players a lot of different modules for them to swap, or you have to acquire every module
maybe sell
on its
them.
own?
I mean, maybe the console has a standard set of modules,
and then you can go and get more if you need.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah, maybe change the stakes for, I don't know, circle paths. That kind of stuff. Ooh, it's interesting. Yeah, very, very interesting. I don't know. I mean, it certainly sounds something Nintendo.
Yeah,
it sounds something very out there, and wow. I don't know. It's
it's exactly. Yeah, I think I really wanted to talk about this because it's one of those rumors when
I'm intrigued.
Where I see it as something positive, like something that could be cool.
I mean, they got my attention with this one.
Yeah.
They got my attention. It's just a matter of, I mean, my big fear with the Nintendo and the NX and every gimmick and every new idea that they come up with is that I don't want them to do the same thing as they did with the Wii U, where I think, and it feels like with the Wii U, they came up with a gimmick with the idea, with the mentality of, okay, so let's do this gimmick, and then we will see what we can do with this. Right. Yeah. So they came up with a gimmick first, and then
with the functionality,
and then they thought that they could come up with the ideas and the games for a gimmick later, and they didn't. I mean, there hasn't been a single compelling game that has actually used the Wii U, the gamepad, the screen on the Wii U gamepad, as something that makes you think, oh, that's why. Oh, this couldn't be done anywhere else, right? By now, there still hasn't been any single thing, maybe except for a few Nintendo Land mini games and maybe Game Wario and that kind of stuff. But not a single experience on the Wii U, a single big experience that makes you go like, oh, so this is why I have a screen like that. And I don't want them to do the same thing, because if you come up with a gimmick and then you think about doing the execution later, you won't do it. You won't do the execution later. I mean, you won't come up with ideas later. You gotta think first of the gameplay and what you want to do, and then revolve the gimmick around that.
Yeah,
like they did it with Wii and the Wii Sports.
Yes, absolutely.
Right, and that worked very, very, very well for them. And I just don't want them to go like, oh, detachable modules and you can change your controller, and then have all the games work like normal PS4, Xbox One controller setups, right? With your 2 sticks and D-pad and 4 face buttons and triggers and bumpers. That's it, right? And I'm afraid that's what can happen, because especially because developers right now, and every developer, the controller standard we use right now, it's not only a standard, but it's sort of like a rule right now. Yeah. Like every time you think of games and game mapping and how you play a video game right now, you think of the standard layout of a controller that we use right now. Yeah. So it's going to be very difficult, and Nintendo cannot expect developers to think outside of that box and develop games with a different sort of mentality and a different sort of completely different control layout and input altogether. They cannot expect developers to do that, because they expect the developers to do that with the Wii U gamepad, with a touchscreen, and of course nobody did. Exactly. Maybe except Ubisoft kind of tried with some Wii U, but besides that, nobody else did. Yeah. And so it's gotta be Nintendo themselves, the ones that come up and show everyone how to think outside the box and how to do stuff differently. Yeah. And I'm afraid that they won't do that. And maybe they prove me wrong. Maybe they when the NX reveal event comes up, maybe they can blow us away and show us weird ass ways of playing that immediately make an impact on us, and that, like we did, where we saw a guy playing with a tennis racket or a sword, and we're like, oh, right. Yeah. And if they can pull that off, not only they can have compelling experiences that they can't be available anywhere else, but have developers try new stuff, new ideas, and that can be cool. That can be revolutionary for Nintendo.
Yeah.
And also the idea of having the NX be both a mobile and home console can also be, mixing and just mixing together their two divisions, sort of, in a way, of the company, and just have all things for the one thing, and instead of having to divide games between Wii U and 3DS, and maybe have some games feel like an afterthought because they're cheaper on this platform, Federation Force, and just have all the big developments for this stuff.
Yeah, for the NX.
This could be huge.
Yeah.
This could be huge, but they do have to just to prove and come out with what the hell this is.
Just I agree entirely. I would just put one argument out there, just to make a counterpoint, with against Nintendo's new scheme. I think that controllers, throughout history, they've been part of an evolution of sorts. Like controllers started a way and ended up one other way, because there was a path that showed that certain parts of or certain buttons or certain sticks or certain somethings were needed in order to make gameplay feel better. So I think that last generation, and as an extension this generation, we've reached that point where the controller has everything we need, or everything a game needs to feel right and work right. I mean, we've come to controllers that have mainly, no matter the console, 2 bumpers, 2 triggers, 2 sticks, and buttons. 4 buttons, and the D-pad, buttons, you could say. It's almost optional, but the D-pad's there because it's used for a certain genre and whatnot. And that's it. That's the controller. That's the ideal controller. Now, trying to reinvent the wheel Nintendo's way might not prove to be better, because right now what we have, it's that evolution. We've reached this because that's what works. So trying it's risky. It's very risky. Now, I do agree that you have to risk sometimes things in order to get to somewhere better. But at the same time, I don't know if Nintendo should risk with this instead than risking with something else. I mean, that would be my only fear, that the controller is set right now to work everywhere the way it is right now for a reason. And tampering with that can put yourself in a tough, tight spot.
Definitely. It's a big risk. And to be fair, almost everything of the controller standard we have right now has been designed in a way by Nintendo. The four face buttons. That was a Super NES thing. The D-pad, that was a Nintendo thing. The trigger, in a way, also was a sort of a Nintendo thing. Not trigger, but the shoulder button.
The shoulder button,
was a Nintendo thing. The analog stick, and that was a Nintendo thing as well. And they put out a lot of the stuff that is standard right now. And I think that if there is a company that can actually manage to change that standard, I think that could be Nintendo. But I also think that this detachable model thing, the fact that you can change it, it's sort of a security thing for them in case that it doesn't work.
That's true.
You can just put the standard models and that's it. It's sort of an insurance.
Yeah, that's actually right. And it's actually nice because if you like symmetrical sticks, you can put them in a way that's symmetrical. If you like asymmetrical sticks, you can, move them around so that they are asymmetrical.
I didn't think of that one. Yeah, you can set it up as a PS4 or as an Xbox.
Exactly, controller. Which is a cool mechanic.
Cool feature, yeah.
Let's hope. Let's see what Nintendo does with this, if this is even real. But I hope it is, because it's one of those things that I saw and I said, like, oh, that could be a very cool thing to have.
Definitely.
For the NX.
Yeah.
Now moving on to different things. Gamescom again is around, and with it, a lot of news started dropping for games that we've been expecting, games that are big, and some other games that are small, but mainly games that are big. Starting with Destiny. Destiny did not have any, directly Gamescom, but they did a how do you call it? A stream, game stream of sorts. Yesterday, Tuesday the 16th, where at the beginning they started it off by finally announcing a feature that's been absent from the game and that's been asked by the community ever since the game came out 2 years ago. 2 years? Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is private matches. And as absurd and, required that feature is in any multiplayer game, it's been absent from Destiny from the start. And now you finally be able to make a lobby, invite your friends into that lobby, and then set out to play. Yes, privately, without the need for a matchmaking process. Or if you want to play with someone, without the need of trying to spawn on the same iteration of a map so that you can share a universe together. So yeah, that's
about time.
Very cool. Yeah, very, very cool. And yeah, finally, this is for PvP, obviously. So yeah, what they said is that you can choose, of course, the lobby, invite your friends, and then choose the map, choose the time of day, choose a couple of things here and there. It's not as complex as Bungie used to with Halo. In Halo, you could set different amounts of gravity for the game, different amount of ammo type, of weapon types, of vehicle types, of a lot of things, a lot of variables, of damage resistance, damage, done with weapons and whatnot. But it's a start. It's a good start for, okay, I can at least finally get together with my friends and start just messing around and fooling around in PvP maps, which is cool. And it's been a long time coming, I think.
Yeah. And they also announced a collector's edition, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It has a weird name. Sort of like have them all or get them all or all of them.
Yeah, and
something
it
like
has
that.
everything.
Yes.
All the expansions and all the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess.
if you haven't have time or you haven't had the opportunity to try out Destiny,
Like me.
you can buy now everything in a
one package.
Exactly.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to find someone that's also new so that you don't have your experience ruined by level discrepancies and whatnot. But yeah,
We are shooter pros.
that's right.
No
and as a matter of fact,
sweat.
I'm also. I mean, I have Destiny, but I have I'm level 5 or something. I'm at the very beginning. So if network sharing cross network multiplayer eventually does come to fruition, we'll be able to play it
Absolutely
together.
Sounds like a plan.
Sounds like a blast.
Plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha, no pun intended. Okay, and talking of blasts and explosions.
Blast Ball.
No.
Metroid.
No. Thankfully not. That game is not coming to my show. Well, actually it is because it's a game coming out soon, but whatever. It's not coming in my news and announcements. Part of the show. No.
What if next week we are talking about how good the game turned out to be and how it scored a 95 on Metacritic?
Trust me, I'm going to be the first one to be happy about it. I'm going to be the very first one to be happy that a Metroid game is doing fine. But it's still not the Metroid game that I want. And it's not going to happen. Of course not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, fuck that shit. No, the explosions I was talking about was Battlefield 1. Yes. Lots of horses and sandstorms and explosions.
Oh, they released a trailer, right?
There is a new trailer.
I haven't watched it.
And not just a new trailer. There is a release date for the open beta. It's not a release. It's an opening date for the open beta, which it's kicking off on August the 31st.
August 31st, open beta.
Yes. If you have, I mean, that's open for everyone. Everyone can download PC, Xbox, and PS4. Everyone can go in, download it, play it. It's going to be a couple days. But if you, it's called Battlefield Insider, I think. If you subscribe or you take part or sign up in that program. If you sign up for that program before the 21st,
okay.
So you guys might still have a little bit of time left. You're going to be selectable to have early access. So it's not an assurance, but you might be able to play the game a little earlier.
And that insider program, does that have a cost?
No.
What is that?
It's just...
It's like the mailing list?
Sort of, yes.
Oh, because I'm already in that thing.
Oh, then you might have early access. Yeah, it's like...
Like a club, like...
Exactly, yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to try that one. And,
yes, me too.
And I also, I don't know if you have that on the show's outline, but I've also read some news yesterday about the Titanfall 2 beta.
Oh, that's right. No, I don't have it, but it's absolutely
coming
right.
in September, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
very excited.
I think I'm even more excited for that one than for Battlefield 1. I think.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I want to play both of them.
Yeah.
But Titanfall 2 just sounds so promising to me. It sounds very, very promising in many, many, many ways.
Yeah, you bring up a good argument. I don't know what shooter I want to play this holidays.
I mean, it's a good thing that we have betas for both games.
Yeah.
And maybe we can play both and try both of these games and see maybe which one we enjoy the most.
Yeah.
And
which one's the most fun?
Based on that, we can make the purchasing decision. And I think that's a totally cool move by EA to do.
Absolutely. The
worst company in America.
Yeah, ironically, and both are EA. I hadn't pictured that, together. Huh.
Yeah, it's
interesting.
EA releasing 2 shooters on the same month.
Huh. Well, because they can, I guess.
Because they can.
Yeah, but anyway, if you want to play, Battlefield 1 and Titanfall, stay tuned because, closer to September, you're going to be able to do it on, the 31st of August. And I don't remember the date
neither do I. But
Titanfall is
it was either by the end of August or in September.
Yeah.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
And there's also a Splatoon
really
beta demo being available again around the same dates. I think it was the first days of September. Yeah,
interesting.
There was a Splatoon thing, a Splatoon demo.
Interesting.
Which I don't know if you played the previous demos.
No, I haven't.
But if you didn't, I totally recommend you to play the demo.
Good.
Play it. It's called the Test Fire. It's gonna be available on the eShop, and you can play that.
Perfect.
And yeah, I really, really urge you to
try it out
because gameplay wise, I think you're gonna like it.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
I just remember the Titanfall one has a name something like that too. Tech test the demo or something like that. It's a very odd name. It's an open beta, but it's a tech test apparently. I guess they are testing the servers. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, Respawn. So yeah, if you want to try out either Splatoon or Battlefield or Titanfall, stay tuned for the next weeks. You're going to be able to do so.
Or try all of them.
Do so. Yeah.
If you haven't.
Really do. And then tell us how good they are.
Definitely.
I mean, we're going to play them all, but yeah.
Definitely.
So what else? Also with Gamescom Bad News came, not bad, but frustrating news for some, I guess. With the confirmed delay for Final Fantasy 15. Yeah. It's odd because it's only a month. The game was slated for release on September the 30th. And now it's going to be on November the 29th. So it's a month minus a day.
2 months.
No. Oh, yeah, October, of course.
Yeah, 2 months.
My birthday's there. I forgot. Yeah, it's 2 months.
2 months.
Which is not a lot of time.
No.
I'm guessing they're just polishing the last details.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, their reasoning behind it was that they wanted to make the game, meet the expectations that both them and the fan base has for the game, which is the typical PR response. But I get it. I mean, yeah, they still need time to finish up that game. And granted, that game seems like a very big and ambitious game. I'm not entirely sure why they have the VR thing. I'm not entirely sure about some of the aspects and gaming aspects of it. But I do see that the game is huge in scope, and it's very ambitious.
And a delayed game is always better than a bad rush game.
Exactly.
So, yes. Delayed as much as you need to. It's just having a good product. It's always good.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, so now wait for it on almost December, on almost November the 29th. So for this holiday, Final Fantasy 15. Finishing off this news and announcement section, we have a very odd.
Yeah, I know what's next.
Yeah. A very odd trailer drop we were talking a bit about it earlier with Survive, and we mentioned Black Ops Zombies, which, as you mentioned, for me, they are very, very fun. They are a game that I would say, an aspect of a game that I would really, really buy a game for. I would buy Black Ops. I hadn't, but I would buy Black Ops just for the zombies because they are great. They are huge. They are very intricately, extremely complex maps and ways of finishing them. Very fun to play with friends.
Yeah.
And then Infinite Warfare came along, and Infinite Warfare has been a roller coaster of ups and downs and very weird things that sometimes looks positive, sometimes it's negative, sometimes it's very cool dogfights in space, then odd chips going through plants when they are falling. And now they dropped a zombies trailer. And, I mean, it's odd at best and very bad at worst. I really don't know how to interpret this. First off, the trailer starts with, I gotta say, a cool song. I can't remember the name of the song, but it's the "Relax, Don't Do It If You Want to Go." That song. If you want to come, it's more of a comedic thing. They're back using famous people to voice the characters. They have very goofy characters. They have a much comedic tone with zombies dancing disco and then being sliced off by lasers. And, instead of a monkey that attracts zombies, you throw a stereo, and before the stereo explodes and kills them, they start dancing too. This is very odd and in a way fun.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know if it goes with the tone that
it's very 80s.
It's been established. Yes, yeah. And even
what the
yeah, you're watching it?
Yeah.
And even odder. By the end of the trailer, you see a younger version of David Hasselhoff just behind a cabin, sort of like narrating or making fun of the characters. And then what's even worse, they say that this thing, Zombies in Spaceland, it's a pre-order bonus.
What? Really? Pre-purchase? No. How come it's a pre-order bonus?
So now I'm not sure if
pre-order and get terminal bonus map plus. What's that?
It's this. It's Zombies in Spaceland. So I don't know if the game has its own zombie map that hasn't been revealed yet. And if you pre-ordered it, they're going to give you another map with zombies. That's this one.
Because it says pre-order and get terminal bonus map plus Zombies in Spaceland. But to the right of the Zombies in Spaceland thing, there's a gun. A weapon.
Mm-hmm.
And but I don't know if that means, okay, so if you pre-order, you get that gun for Zombies in Spaceland, or if it's an altogether an exclusive
map.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a good point.
Oh my god.
My worry
if that's what they're trying to say, if the exclusive thing is a weapon, then man, this is not clear at all, and it's bad design.
Yes,
in a way, but I hope that's the case because being honest, I want to try this.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
It's fair. It's fair.
It looks goofy, and I'd rather have a zombies mode to be all goofy and weird, and be fun than having a serious and dark zombies mode where I'm just laughing because of how bad it is at being serious. Because it's zombies, man. It's zombies in Call of Duty. How serious can you get with that? It doesn't make any freaking sense at all. In many ways, and having a freaking monkey grenade and having just weird ass weapons and a bow that shoots explosive arrows.
Yeah, I do see your point. I do. Point is, you know me, and you know that I really do prefer the darker tone thing. That's why I love Majora's Mask. That's why I love Echoes, because they are the darker versions of something.
Yeah.
In the case of zombies, they've been, for better or worse, they've been established as more serious in tone. I mean, granted, they have funny things like dragon heads eating off zombies from the ground and bows that shine colors and whatnot. But even then, they have a serious tone to them, and they have a serious backstory to them, and everything is more grounded and darker.
Yeah.
And this new tone, which I mean, this is my personal preference, and it's very much my point of view of my own. But it's too different for me to change from that serious tone to this funny, goofy, more lighthearted types of zombies. So that's really much of my problem with it.
I get you. I don't know, because the thing is that I never really cared about the story in zombies in Call of Duty. I don't give a crap about the story. I think it's just, it got way too convoluted, and the storytelling, I don't think it's not my kind of thing. So yeah, I don't really care about that much. But this, I mean, being honest, this is the first zombies trailer that I look at, and I feel the urge of playing it.
Really?
Because I didn't feel that with the Infinite Warfare zombies. I didn't feel that, and I didn't feel that as well with the Black Ops 3 zombies. I mean, only after I got to play them, I was like, okay.
Advanced Warfare zombies?
I mean, Advanced Warfare, sorry, Advanced Warfare. And then with the Black Ops 3 zombies, when I saw them, I was like, meh. Mm-hmm. Then I got to play them, and I had fun. But at the same time, they don't feel too fresh and unique to me.
Okay.
Besides the point that there's a lot of stuff to do now, right? Besides that, but aesthetically and in terms of direction of environment and that kind of stuff, they feel the same thing that I've been playing since World of War.
Right.
This one looks different, and I like that. I like that approach and that risk, and I kind of want to try them. I don't know if they would be good or if they will be better than Black Ops 3 Zombies, but I want to try them. Mm-hmm. I do want to play this. It looks goofy and fun, and it looks like I'm going to laugh a lot playing this and scream and, I don't know, have fun with it. It looks fun, and I like this 80s sort of a Far Cry Blood Dragon thing that's going on. I like that. But if this is an exclusive for pre-order bonus, if this is pre-order bonus, which I do think this is the exclusive thing is the
gun,
that weapon.
I really hope.
I hope that if this is an exclusive pre-order thing, then screw it. I don't care. But if this is available in the main game, I want to try it, and maybe I turned out to hate it. Maybe I don't like. Maybe at the end I hate this, and the execution is poor. Maybe, or maybe it could turn out to be the next best thing in Call of Duty.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, again, to be fair, my point is a very personal one, and I do see that it's not a necessity to keep going dark. Mm-hmm. The only thing that I would really ask for is that even though the tone might be different or not, I would really like to keep some things from the evolution of Black Ops 3 Zombies and brought them here. I don't want Infinity Ward to try and do something entirely different. I still want to have general things like the progression of weapons, the pack-a-punch, the etc. And even the convoluted quests, not the story. I don't really care about the story, but I like doing these tasks and going there and then throwing something there and then shooting here, and that's very fun. It gives the zombies something else rather than just surviving. A new twist, which I really like. So if there's something that I would ask them to keep, would be that
one. Mm-hmm.
They can change the tone if they want. It's fair, and it's their own thing, right?
They gotta take risks by now.
Yeah, exactly.
By now.
So that's the only thing I would like to keep. Mm-hmm. I mean that's about it. That's it for news and announcements.
Before, just one quick thing that we missed.
Go right ahead.
Just very 1 minute thing. Overwatch is getting a new map.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
the Isen,
absolutely right.
I don't know. Yeah, the Isen something. It's a new map coming in September. It's a castle thing with a village surrounding it. It looks very beautiful. It looks nice, and
Blizzard's still coming at us with new content every very few.
They gotta do that
time amounts. I agreed. They have to.
It's the kind of game that needs that to stay alive.
Exactly. Yeah, still keep them updated. Mm-hmm. Keep them with new content.
Coming in September. No specific date.
No,
as of now, but it's coming in September.
Yeah,
and I'm looking forward.
Yeah, I'm still looking forward for them to do something like Blizzard usually does, monthly additions, be it characters, be it map, be it game mode, being whatever. I like that, and I really do not just think I've seen evidence of it working with Hearthstone. No, Hearts of Stone Hearts.
There's
the card game name?
Hearthstone. Yeah,
it's Hearthstone.
The card game is Hearthstone.
Okay,
yeah.
With Hearthstone, with their MOBA. What's it called? Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm.
With what else Blizzard has? StarCraft with Warcraft.
Diablo.
With Diablo. With even Halo. I mean, Halo 5 did that, the monthly updates.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Halo being a Blizzard.
Oh, no. 343 with Halo, they did the monthly addition of maps, of armors, of whatnot. Yeah. And they've seen growth in player base through time, whereas, before any other multiplayer game would usually just decline in player base, which is a very cool way of keeping your game alive. And, for 6 months, that happened with Halo. For years, it happened with Stoneheart? A card game?
Hearts of Stone.
And Heroes of the Storm. And now, Overwatch could be the next one thing that stays alive and on for year and a half, 2 years, for any given number of time. And that's a practice that Blizzard has very much embedded in its core, and I don't doubt that's going to be the case, and I like it. I'm very happy for them. So now, moving on to our Gaming Frontier quick interview. We've already done a couple of this. For you guys that don't know, one of us, the host, will ask the co-host a question related to gaming and related to not personal matters, more of a personal
preference stuff.
A personal, the personal relation they have with whatever the answer is going to be.
Ooh, and now I'm being interviewed.
And now it's your turn to answer the question. And I went really simple this week.
Thank God.
It's an easy. It's not necessarily easy, but it's. Ooh. I don't think you're going to have much trouble, or maybe yes, I don't know, figuring out which is this thing that I'm going to ask you. So that's basically the quick interview. And now the question is for you, my friend Adolfo. What was, obviously in gaming, what was your last disappointment with a game?
Goodness.
Now, I don't mean a game that disappointed you. I'm talking about anything that a game made to disappoint you. An aspect of it, the whole game, a whole franchise, whatever. In gaming, what was your latest disappointment?
Oh, wow. Oh, man. Oh, shit. Because I'm trying to go back to the last few games that I played. Crap. Oh, man, I hate you so much. It's oh, damn. Jeez. Because, wow. I don't know. So I'm trying to go back to the games that I've been playing throughout this year, and the last few ones have been Witcher 3, which of course didn't disappoint me at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quantum Break, the ending disappointed me. Because I thought the build-up was very, very good throughout the game, and the ending was I felt it was sort of a down note. But I don't know, but it's not that big of a thing. Oh man, I don't know. Shit. What did I play? Oh, does it have to be with a game that I played?
Could be gaming in general,
or could it be like a news thing? Or
it could be a news thing.
Because my last major disappointment, maybe it was because it wasn't disappointing, because I did expect that the Metroid 2 remake thing with Nintendo. Everybody knew that was going to happen. Oh my God!
This is so fun.
It's because I'm trying to think of games that I've been playing recently, and my last 6-7 months have been Witcher 3.
Yeah.
and that game didn't disappoint me at all. Absolutely nothing at all. It on the contrary, it surpassed every bit of my expectations.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what was I playing before The Witcher? Who am I? What's my purpose? And oh my god, it's I played Witcher 3, and before that I was playing Call of Duty, and before that I played Sonic Generations. Oh man, I hate you so much. I don't know. It's I don't know. When was the last time I was really, really disappointed with the game? I'm thinking of Doom 3, but that was a while ago. I mean, that's the first game that came to my mind where I felt genuinely disappointed with a game. It was Doom 3. Oh my! But yeah, that was a while ago. That was way, way back. I mean,
it would be fair. I mean, maybe that was your last disappointment.
Mass Effect 3's ending,
of
course. That was a huge
yes.
disappointment for me. Oh, yeah, I got it. Yeah, why I didn't think of this one. The last few 10-15 hours of Metal Gear Solid 5: Phantom Pain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my biggest disappointment in gaming recently, because the first 20 hours of that game are some of the best 20 hours ever in video game history. It's just such a marvel to experience the first parts of the game, and actually the entire first act of the game, the first 50 hours of the game, 50 almost 60 hours of the game, are absolutely phenomenal in every single way. Yeah. And then you get to Act 2. And then you get to Act 2, and
yeah, it all goes downhill.
And where's my game, right?
Yeah.
And where's Act 2?
Yeah.
And why am I repeating a mission? And I don't know. It loses sense in every way. And the ending, oh my god. The ending, I don't dislike it. I actually think it's a good twist. But the execution, man, and the build up to that, where is it? It's that one. Yeah, that one. Okay. That's my.
I like biggest. It. Yeah, I was almost sure you were gonna say it ended up being related. Kojima being mistreated and
the Silent Hills stuff.
Yes, exactly. Also, but at the end, Kojima, Metal Gear related.
Yeah,
almost got it.
Yeah, because I was thinking more of stuff that I played, experienced, rather than news stories and such.
Yeah.
But yeah, stuff that I played, definitely Metal Gear Solid 5. Not the gaming by itself. I think the game, the gameplay of that game and the direction, the art direction especially, and many things in that game are so spectacularly well crafted and done that I wouldn't think of Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain as a disappointment.
Right.
But I would think of the ending, the last portion of that game, as a disappointment. Yeah. But not the experience overall of
that's why I wanted to emphasize the not necessarily a game, if not part of it.
Good call with that. Yeah, that one definitely.
Yeah, and I did it because that's my case too. Not with Metal Gear, but with Halo 5. Halo 5, I think the campaign is atrocious. It's a disaster. It's
that bad.
It's that bad. It loses everything they gained and built with the rest of the games. They destroyed in this one with the change in everything. So yeah, but it's a game that I still hold very dear to me
because of the multiplayer.
Because the multiplayer is that great too. Ooh. So yeah, I mean, parts of games
not
can
the
be
case with Metal Gear Solid 5, but
yeah, exactly. But at least the rest of the story is
phenomenal. Yeah,
the same with Mass Effect 3. I think the rest of the game is very good. The ending really breaks everything.
And to be fair with Mass Effect 3, the whole game is phenomenal.
Yeah,
the thing is just the ending and how it ends.
Yes,
Metal Gear Solid 5, it isn't the ending, but the last portions of the game, it's bigger than the ending.
Yeah,
because I don't think that the ending story-wise is bad.
Yeah,
but everything, all Act 2 was bad.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a different sort of a disappointment.
Yes.
With those two, because I mean the last mission in Mass Effect 3, the last gameplay mission on Earth in Mass Effect 3, spoiler alert, is phenomenal.
Yeah,
it's just nerve-wracking and tense and dark, and you feel emotional with that.
I would even argue that the almost ending, just right before you get to the shining kid.
Yeah.
All that, it's very good. The confrontation with the man, the illustrious man? Elusive man, yeah.
Yeah, and when you get into the, what was it, the name of the thing of the...
The crucible?
The crucible. The crucible is the other thing, the smaller one that attaches to that, I think.
Oh my god, the citadel.
The citadel, yeah. When you get into the citadel, it's it's all dark and gloomy.
You see lightning going everywhere.
And like blood. And it's like, what is this?
Yes.
Yeah, all that build-up is very, very good. But then you get and meet a kid.
Yeah, and then everything
and I don't like
goes
kids.
to trash, yeah.
I don't like kids at all.
No.
And that's a bad first step. And then you get ABC as endings.
Exactly.
A, B, C.
Yeah. You get color code as endings.
Pick one.
RGB. Yeah. Indoctrination theory.
I just oh man. Let's move forward. I don't want to talk about Mass Effect anymore because it breaks.
Well, we're gonna talk a lot about it in a couple months with Andromeda.
I hope it turns out to be
much better. Well, I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I want it to be just as good as Mass Effect already is, just with better direction for the ending and story too. Not that the previous one was great. I mean, just make endings good, and that's all I'm asking for Mass Effect. So yeah, Andromeda. Things coming out, my friend. What are we to expect in the coming days and weeks?
I know one.
Yeah, I'm tempted to skip mentioning it, but I know I can't because it's the only 3DS, important 3DS coming out. Let's just get over with it. It's Metroid Prime Federation Force. It's coming out for the 3DS. Again, I'm sure it's not a bad game. I'm sure it's.
Are you sure?
It's a fun.
Are you sure?
Game to play, but it's not a Metroid Prime game. And for me, it will never be a Metroid Prime game. Never.
I love how you get so emotional with this one.
So I'm even gonna erase it from the outline. No more.
Oh, you actually did erase it.
No, I'm gonna save it. There you go. All right, other things coming out oddly enough, for the PS4 and PS3. There are a couple games that are cross-generational here. PS4 and PS3, Tales of Berseria, which I know nothing about this game.
I've heard of it, but I don't know nothing about it other than it's a JRPG.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah. So yeah, very much for all you JRPG fans out there. This is coming for both generations of the latest PlayStations. Then a game that's being, getting better with time, but also it's a very underappreciated game. It's F1, Formula 1 2016. And along the years, the Formula 1 games, the racing Formula 1 games, have been getting much better and better and better with better mechanics, better. The thing with this, it's almost a simulator of the real Formula 1. So you need to go to pits at least once or twice during the race. You need to make sure you know when to go, how to change your tires, when to change gears, how to approach curves, how to very, very technical in that sense. Okay. And that's what, for racing fans, for F1 racing fans, that's a very, very cool thing to have because you can be there in real races. For racers, for gamers that like to race, I would still encourage them to go more to the Forza side or to the, Gran Turismo side, which is a racing game with very technical, but not with that amount of technicalities.
Yeah.
Pit stops and gears and different tires and
the
and all
racing
that.
genre is now very it's very fierce. It has a very fierce competition going on.
I agree.
With the big names, right? Forza, Gran Turismo, F1, Need for Speed. What else? Well, Forza Motorsport, Forza Horizon. Mm-hmm. You also have the crew from Ubisoft. And Project Cars.
Yes.
And a few
is that out already?
It's out. Yeah. It's out. Yeah.
Interesting.
And a few other stuff coming out. in between. It's very it has a very fierce competition, and at the same time, it's good that racing fans have a lot to play.
Yeah,
and have a lot of options to choose from. I like that.
Yeah. Me too. I agree. So yeah, that's up for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Okay.
Then a game that caused a lot of waves in the water a few months back, Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. There was a struggle with it because the release date was dependent on the pre-order numbers or something like that, and people were weirded out by it. That's right.
The pre-order bonuses were dynamic depending on how many pre-orders
there were. Yes,
there were like tiers and some of
weird so system. They were chaining some of the content that was already done on pre-orders. Was very weird. Then they took all that down, and Deus Ex. What's the previous one? The one that's
Human Revolution.
Yeah, Human Revolution. The director's cut. It's a very good game. It's a very, very fun game. So the Deus Ex franchise is not bad. It's a good one.
A very solid and very acclaimed franchise.
Exactly. So it's an eye to keep your eye out for. It's coming out on PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and it's an interesting one. If you're interested, go and buy it. Then Inside for the PS4, it's already out on the other platforms. It's being just now released on PS4.
Cool.
Inside, it's I would really encourage you to play it because it has amazing reviews and it has a very, very cool setting. So I'm eager to play it myself. I haven't, but I'm gonna. It's one of those games along with Ori that I have pending. And finally, for you sport fans out there, Madden NFL 17. It's coming out for everything: PS4, PS3, Xbox One, and Xbox 360.
Really?
Yeah.
Not Wii U.
Not Wii U. Yeah. Sorry, Wii U guys. Not Wii
Nintendo.
U. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but if you're a football fan, an American football fan, then there's cool things in here for you.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's about it. What are we playing? What are you playing right now after you finished The Witcher 3?
I've been playing Overwatch. And just that. And I played Gone Home.
Oh, really?
The indie game.
Yes.
From Fulbright Company.
Exactly.
From Steve Gaynor. I played that one on the weekend, on Sunday.
If you don't know, guys, Steve Gaynor and his team, they were the ones that worked on the DLC for BioShock 2.
Yeah, Minerva's Den.
And also they're working on Tacoma right now, which is a very, very interesting looking game too. And Gone Home was one of their earlier hits. Well, not earlier, but their latest hit game that they put out. And it's a very, very interesting, very ambience heavy game. Yeah. And you say that you liked it, right?
Yeah, I like it a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. I got it for free, granted, with PS Plus. And I don't think it's worth $20, but definitely I don't. It all depends on what's your value on your money, right? But I would say $5 is absolutely worth it. It's a short game, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, really. But I did see a lot of thought and care put into the environment of this house. It's because the entire game is a house. It's a big house, really, a big suburban house. But it's very well crafted, very well put together, and you do feel like you're in a family house and the U.S. and it's nice. It's well put together, and the story is very, very well crafted. The narrative is superb. But you gotta keep in mind that it isn't a mind-blowing complex story. You don't expect a Metal Gear story out of it, right? It's a very simple and human story. It's a story that hit me in many personal levels, in the sense that, oh man, I know people that have gone through all of this.
Okay.
Or I know people that I know someone who is in the situation,
right?
Or it's a very common story.
It's very easy to have empathy with it.
Exactly, it's a very common story, and while playing through it, in many ways, it reminded me of a movie that I know you don't like much.
Oh yeah.
That me personally I love. It's one of my favorite movies recently, called Boyhood.
Yeah.
Because it's the sort of a coming of age story.
Yeah.
Slow story, but coming of age story that doesn't have any special to it, but in the way that it's being told, it hits you in personal levels, because you just said a keyword, empathy, and the same thing happened with me to me. with Gone Home, because even though I haven't gone through any of that stuff that happens in the game story, because I'm not gonna spoil anything, right? But it didn't. I didn't feel identified in the sense that I haven't lived through that, but I felt a story that I know people have gone through those kinds of issues, those kinds of who am I, right? Those kinds of what I'm gonna do with my personal life, and discovering yourself and who you are in this society, and these kind of themes that even if you haven't gone through that, I mean, you have relationships, you have people that friends and stuff that have gone through these sort of stages in life and difficulties and challenges, and it hit me. And the ending got me. Like I was genuinely about to cry in the ending because of how beautiful to me it was. And I think that's an achievement. That's an achievement.
Yeah,
I like that. It's an achievement. And if you can get the game for less than $5, I think it's worth it. I think it's an experience that it's worth it. Even if you don't like it, it's a different game that I do think that deserves to be enjoyed. It's a walking simulator. Yeah. To be honest, yeah, it is. But it's I think it's worth it. There's a lot to read in the game, a lot to listen to, a lot of diaries that are so very well acted, man. The acting in that game is wow. There's not much, to be honest. I mean, I'm not saying that it's a 1,000-page
a whole book that
exactly of voice acting really, but what is in there is superb. It's very, very real, and it hits you. I like that one.
I like that. I mean, for two things, as you mentioned, exactly that the human story. It's easier to relate to that than to I have the blood of the dragon and I can absorb its soul. Like
exactly,
I'm not relating to anyone in Skyrim, so
absolutely.
I see that and I like that as a means of storytelling. I love that we are now getting to that point in gaming where you are able to tell a very human story with a lot of feelings, and that's why I love Soma, for instance. Soma, it's you obviously you cannot relate because you're not anyone in wherever this is going on. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the essence of the game, it's at the end of the day about humanity and about what makes you human, and that really hits you. And that's great that we're getting there. I really like it.
Absolutely, 100% agree. Yeah, and storytelling in video games is getting better and better. And I like it. And Gone Home is an achievement in storytelling for me. Yeah, and for me it was worth it just for that. And I've been playing Overwatch on the other side for multiplayer action.
I actually forgot that we were talking about the games we've played. For me, what have I been playing? I've played Halo 5 again. I got my rank again for this month with my emblem and everything, which was a lot of fun because it was a long time that I haven't played, and so I was a little rusty. But a couple matches and then you're again hitting the high notes, and
absolutely,
and it's a lot of fun, especially when you play it with someone.
If you're good, you're always good.
Yeah, exactly. And again, being playing with a friend and playing it with someone or with a group of people, it's somehow it really enhances the experience. I mean, it's already good because it's very exhilarating and very fun to play on your own. But when you have someone else to rant to or to scream to or to just get nervous with or to get encouraged with, it's an even better experience. And that's very, very worth it. If you guys haven't tried it, do try out Halo 5 multiplayer. It's so fun. What else? I've played... No, just like you, I finished The Witcher 3, which was a very, very deep piece of my heart being ripped off. It still hurts. And I started playing Halo. Then I played a little bit of Overwatch just to try out the Olympic theme, Lucio Ball and whatnot. And I think that's about it. Yeah, I wanted to go back to Fallout 4. But something really stops me from doing it. I think for this year, I think I'm just done with big, huge open world RPG games. I cannot.
Too much.
Yeah.
It's too time consuming.
Yeah, exactly. All The Witcher with all of its expansions, and then previous to that, I played New Vegas, and then
4.
I also played Fallout. What's the name? Witcher 2, the Assassin, the Kingslayer, the Assassin of Kings. Yeah,
Assassin of Kings.
And a couple of other
Metal Gear Solid 5.
Metal Gear Solid 5,
That
exactly.
one.
So it's been this open world after open world after open world of games that it gets tiresome. It gets really, really so much content. And so I think I'm going to take a break from all of it for a while, and then I'm going to retake Fallout 4. And for now, I'm just going to play quick matches of, Overwatch, Halo.
And play some smaller games.
Yeah, exactly. I want to try out Inside Out. I want to play
Perfect Dark.
Tomb Raider. I want to play Perfect Dark. I want to play
Tomb Raider, yeah.
Some other games I have, they're very I haven't tried anything from these guys, what's the name, Telltale, and I really want to, because I know they're great storytellers.
Yeah, me too. I want to play the Walking Dead series.
Yeah, I have episode 1 of The Walking Dead, and I have Wolf Amongst Us, which I know is very good.
Oh, I have that one too.
So yeah, I want to play it. Yeah. I don't know if I have the full. I don't even know what I have. I just know I have something in there.
I have the full season of The Wolf Among Us. Haven't played it, and I played. I got for free the first season. No, the first chapter or act. What? No, the first chapter or act, whatever, of the first season of The Walking Dead. And
okay.
I did play that one.
All right.
And I like it. I like it a lot. It left me wanting more.
Okay, good.
And I want to play that.
Good. Yeah, so I think I'm going to start on those smaller games, cool. Smaller bites. Even Super Meat Boy. I mean, I haven't finished Super Meat Boy, and it's a very, very fun game. So, yeah, something along those lines.
Cool.
All right, guys, my friends, my pals in the internet, we're done with the show. Thank you so much for being in this week's episode. For watching on YouTube or listening to it on iTunes. If you enjoyed your time with us, please like the video. It means a lot to us. Favorite and add it to all the lists that you want, even the watch later list. It really means a lot for us, for you to watch it. And please, if you did like it, then subscribe to the Gaming Frontier channel on YouTube. Share it with your friends, and we appreciate, as always, all of your support, be it by comment, be it by mail, be it by tweet. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks everyone for sticking with us as always. And as always, we'll be bringing you another episode next week.
Yes, I'm telling you, man. These scripts are getting harder. And
it should be the other way around, right?
Yeah.
But it's getting more difficult. Oh my god, because a lot of stuff in our minds, and also the time. It's 2 early in the morning still for me, and that doesn't help.
That doesn't
at
help.
all.
I get you. Yeah, I get
Definitely.
you. I'm really sleepy-eyed right now. You can reach us on Twitter at Gaming Frontier, @ Gaming Frontier, and on Facebook as Gaming Frontier, Facebook.com/Gaming Frontier Entertainment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Also, our email, if you want to send us some questions that you can, ask us and then we answer on the show, it's gamingfrontier.contact @gmail.com. Head over to our channel on YouTube to watch more gaming content published regularly, and thank you so much for being here this morning with us. Thank you, and remember, guys, to always keep playing. See you next week.